What's going on, guys? This is Bossrosslp, and welcome to the shut up, and final 100th subscriber special part. This took for freaking ever to finally complete. I am not going to lie, but that's beside the point, because we are finally going to get it done. I figured with the whole 800th video thing pretty much clogging all thought right now, I'd better get this done and out of the way before it starts to become a problem. It's been a lot of fun doing these, and I really wanted to get back to it. It's just I haven't found the time at all. I've been really overflooded with like Let's Playing, and not even school's that bad, but it's just all the Let's Playing, and sometimes I just forget because I'm stupid. So that's basically it. Anyway, yeah, that was a dumb intro. Let's just get straight into it. I don't want to waste any time, especially since the last one was like an hour long, like Jesus. But let's just get into it. Here is the 148 subscriber special, technically, except half of them don't even show their stuff. But whatever, that's perfectly fine. We've already covered this ground. We left off on Laogan's 11 last time, so it looks like we're starting with Legendary Luigi. Let's get straight into it. See you guys for that. Man, I'm kind of tired for some reason. Man, we have found the Legendary Luigi. Our search is now over. But in all seriousness, thanks a lot, Legendary Luigi, for subscribing. Here is your song. Thanks a lot for the sub, Nighthawk338. Thank you. Here's your song. What's up, Shiny Hunter Zub, or Zubat, I'm assuming? Uh, Thanks a lot for subscribing. I assume you're along with the same gang as Shiny Hunter Nick. So, thanks a lot, man. Here's your song. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to figure out what this picture is. It's like a dog being attacked by another dog. I kind of want to say it's a dog, but I don't know. It's like a wily face. Anyway, thanks a lot for subscribing, Bear Gemitter. Here's your song. What's going on, Green Zphos? Thanks a lot for subscribing. Here's your song. I could go for some tasty chalupas right now. That sounds actually pretty good. Anyway, thanks a lot for subscribing, man. Here's your song. Thanks a lot for subscribing, Dory Sullivan. Here's your song. Thank you so much for having an easy name to pronounce, Spider Venom. Here is your song. Okay, I'm just gonna come right out and say, if I pronounce this wrong, please don't take it the wrong way. Ayman Iqbal Azami. I assume that's how you say it. Thank you a lot for subscribing, and sorry if I pronounced your name wrong. Here's your song. How's it going, Chatters36? Thanks a lot for subscribing. Here's your song. Team Fortress 2. Thanks a lot for subscribing, stupid Pieta. Here's your song. I think I actually got that name right for once. Hooray! knowing Rachel, I can with all honesty say that you have more to bring to this channel than Ian, honestly, half the time, because you're the only one that actually comments. So thank you for that. Guess I'll give you a song too. Actually, I haven't heard from you in a while, Robot Guy Dance. You used to comment all the time on my Stupid Game Saturday videos. It was good times. Oy, you might have gone off YouTube, but I still feel I should thank you for all the help you've given. So here's your song, man. Thanks a lot for being such a great guy all these years. Here's your song. Yes, man, Nova does rule, but you rule too. Thanks a lot for subscribing, man. Here's your song. Here's your song. Oh my god, my voice cracked. Whatever, I'll take it. Thanks a lot, man. How's it going, Mr. Goomba Fire? Goomba on Fire, sorry about that. Thanks a lot for subscribing, man. Here's your song. I was thinking of a joke, but I couldn't come up with anything. So I'll just say thanks a lot, Pace Fan Guide 2. Here's your song. Thanks a lot, Emery Van Osdale Wake. Holy crap, I said that correctly. Here is your song. How's it going, Ivy? Thanks a lot for all the support over the years. Here is your song. How's it going, Cal M? Thanks a lot for subscribing. Here's your song. How's it going, 115 Bruce? Thanks a lot for subscribing. Here's your song. Well, Nick, you haven't exactly returned to Slump Luigi yet, but I'm still waiting. Someday I know you will return to that. I'm looking forward to it. Thanks a lot for subscribing, whether it be Shiny Hunter Nick or Lamp Luigi. Here's your song, man. Thanks a lot. How's it going, the Minecraft Lugger? Thanks a lot for subscribing. Here's your song. How's it going, Anthony Boyles? Thanks a lot for subscribing. Here is your song. Lego Dude 1231, congratulations. You have the honor of being the final sub on my channel, or at least the final sub list in this list. I don't know. This sub is a completely odd list. Like, for some reason, Lampuigi is like right there. Like, it's all over the place. But thanks a lot, man. You're at the bottom of this list, and I'm gonna give you credit for that. Congratulations for whatever way YouTube feels like deciding it. Thanks a lot, man. You know, being here at the bottom means it gives me hope. It means I'm done. I'm finally done this 100 sub special, which is just great to know, because now I can finally move on and continue thanking you guys down the road. But that'll be summed up in the ender. Here's your song, man. Thanks a lot.